guys, welcome to math. We are still working with halves and fourths or halves and quarters. Okay, we're going to start off with our solve and share. Which is larger, 1/2 or 1/4 of the same sandwich? Divide the sandwiches, then circle the sandwich that has the larger equal squares. So like I said, food works great for sharing, right? That's why we call them shares. So first, I'm going to cut my first sandwich in half. So I'm going to start at this lettuce, and I'm going to go straight down. That looks about half. Okay, there's my first one, my half of a sandwich. Now this one says divide into fourths. So I'm going to start in my lettuce again. I'm going to cut my sandwich in half. And then I'm going to cut my sandwich into quarters. This is how Wesley likes his sandwiches, in quarters. I like my sandwiches in half. Okay? Now which one has the bigger equal shares? Which one has the bigger equal shares? If I said I'm going to give you one piece of sandwich, would you rather have this whole piece of sandwich right here, this larger piece, or would you rather just have this corner or quarter? Which one would you rather have? I would rather have the one that's divided in halves because I would get a bigger piece of sandwich. You guys know how much I love my food. Okay, so a half is larger than a quarter. Okay, because if you look, how many quarters make up a half of a sandwich? 2 quarters make up a half of a sandwich. So 1/2 of a sandwich is larger than, or is the same as 2 quarters of a half. But 1/2 is larger than 1 quarter. Okay, let's go to our solve and share. Or no, our visual learning. Sorry, we just did our solve and share.
Pizzas come in different sizes, but they are usually sliced in wedges through the middle. They can be sliced into different numbers of shares. These pizzas are the same size. This pizza is cut into 4 equal shares. Each share is 1/4 of the whole. This pizza is cut into 2 equal shares. Each share is 1/2 of the whole. How many fourths make 1 whole?
How many fourths? How many quarters are there? There is 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters make up 1 whole.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fourths make 1 whole. How many halves make 1 whole?
How many halves? 1, 2.
1, 2. 2 halves make 1 whole.
If you were very hungry, would you want a piece of
If
pizza?
you were very hungry, would you want a piece of the pizza that is cut into halves or fourths? Why?
Well, why would you? Okay, select a number of equal parts to divide the circle, or to divide the circle. So I'm going to go 2
The circle
parts.
shows halves.
Okay, now if this was a pizza, Would I want to eat that whole half if I was very hungry?
The circle shows thirds.
Now these are still equal parts, guys. These are still equal parts.
The circle shows fourths.
Fourths.
The circle shows fifths.
Still equal shares.
The circle shows sixths.
Still equal shares.
The circle shows sevenths.
Still equal shares.
The circle shows eighths.
And still equal shares. That's why we're able to cut pizzas into so many different slices, guys, because we can get equal amounts per person. So if I had 8 people, they would all get the same size piece of pizza. If I had 2 people, we would both get the same size piece of pizza. So what would you choose? If you were very hungry, would you choose the fourths?
You would want a piece of
or
the
the
pizza
half?
that is cut into halves. A half would be larger than a fourth. The pizza with fourths has smaller shares. The pizza with halves has fewer shares. If you had to share a pizza with 3 other people, would you cut the pizza into halves or fourths?
Okay, if it's you and
Select your
3
answer.
other people. You and 3 other people. Well, this one only has 2 pieces, so if I can't have 2 pieces of pizza and 4 people. Or I can have 1 piece of pizza per person.
You would cut the pizza into fourths. That is the only way you would have enough for everyone to have a piece.
Now you have seen how halves and fourths are related.
All right, guys. Now, it seems from the work that you're turning in already that you're really understanding this. So let's look at our practice. Okay. Now I'm going to tip my camera a little bit. Okay. Circle the shape that has more equal shares. Put an X on the shape that has the larger equal shares. So a circle for more, an X with the larger shares. Okay? So there's 2 squares. This one is in quarters or fourths, so this one gets circled. This one is in halves, so there are 2 larger shares, and that gets an X on it. Now I'm looking at 2 circles. Now these circles are different sizes. That doesn't matter because it says circle the shape that has more equal shares. Put an X on the shape that has larger equal shares. So which one would have the X on it? The orange circle or the blue circle? The X would be on the orange circle because there are 2 larger equal shares. And the circle would be around the blue circle because it is cut into quarters. Same thing. Which one would have a circle? Which one would have an X? The red would have a circle because there are 4 shares. And the halves would be the X because it has the bigger shares. Now here's a new way that we haven't seen in our solve and shares or in our visual learning. We haven't seen it cut up this way too often, but that's still equal. 4 equal shares, so I'm gonna circle it, quarters or fourths, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it. And then this one would be the X because this would be the half. They are 2 bigger shares, 2 larger shares. Okay, you guys are going to do the exact same thing in Seesaw. Read those directions and finish those pages. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine, and I will see you at 1 for our meeting. Bye.